Hey everybody, it's Dish. This is my friend Adam.
Memo. We are going to buy a starter pack, just a Planeswalker deck, something recent, and an equivalent price worth of bundled repacks.
I am terrified.
Dish here is going to take the repacks and do his best to create some sort of playable deck. I'm going to take the starter and see if I can beat him. It'll feel nice. It doesn't happen very often. Hey, did you know you're supposed to change the oil in your car and the filter?
What?
What was it like taking 200 random cards and trying to make a deck?
It wasn't as challenging as I thought it was going to be, but that's mostly because of the nature of repacks.
So you got lucky.
I got very lucky. As far as things went, I saw a total of 3 colors across 200 cards, and
one of them's black.
One of them is black. And it might surprise you to know that black was the one I didn't use.
Oh, so no read the bones going on.
No read the bones, unfortunately.
Since we are kind of figuring out like a starting player, I suggest friendly mulligans.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
All right.
And, yeah, I'm good keep on this.
I shouldn't, but I will keep this. And planes, go ahead.
So one of my colors is green, of course. Go ahead. Oh man, this building this deck though. It was fun. It was a lot.
Planes, and I'm gonna throw out a sunlit hoplite. If it's my turn, he gets first strike, and he gets +1/+0 if I control an Elspeth Planeswalker.
Okay. And the other color I'm playing is white. But I'm going to pass for now.
I am going to swing for 2.
I am not blocking. I take 2 damage.
And another Lost Pride. He's a 3/1. When he dies, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard.
Play another forest. And pass.
Okay. I'm going to throw out a planes. And I'll swing 5.
I will not block. Assuming no effects. I go to 13.
Terranica, Acro and Veteran. 3/3 Vigilance. When it attacks, untap another target creature you control. Until end of turn, it gets base 4/4 and gains and disrupt.
Play plans. And Primal Hunt Beast. It's a 3/3 with hexproof.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's all.
All right.
And pass you.
Oh, Vigilance. And
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and block the 2/1.
I'm going to flash to give him +1/+2, making him a 3/3 first strike.
Yep. So first strike damage happens. Hunt these tags. Regular damage going through. Any other effects? I take stuff. Another land. And because I can go get some forests. We didn't critical mass there. Plain or forest. Yeah. But I looked at my curve, and my curve statistically says
Plains?
that I should be playing 2 drops. Like they're here somewhere, theoretically. In fact, let's look at one now. I have plains, and I'll play Timberland Guide. It is a 1/1 that when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on target creature. I'll put it on him.
Sunlit Hoplite, you may remember him from last time.
Yes, 2/1 with first strike on your turn.
Yeah.
And it can get bigger if you have it up. So plains 3 for Chronicler of Heroes. It is a 3/3 centaur. When it comes into the battlefield, draw a card if I control a creature with a +1/+1 counter. Just a 2/1 guy. I will draw a card. And swing.
I'll take it.
Alright.
We'll throw out Terranica.
Nika is a good player.
Yeah.
For Wildheart Invoker. It is a 4/3 Elf Shaman. I can pay 8 to give target creature +5/+5 and trample until end. And then I will pass.
3 for Eidolon of Inspiration.
Okay.
Beginning of combat, target creature I control gets +2/+0. Target him and swing.
Okay.
So he is a 4/1 first strike.
First strike. I'm going to double block with
3/3
my
and a 2.
centaur and my 2/2. Yeah.
3 to your centaur. And
Okay.
1 to your 2/2.
Okay. Any tricks?
No.
Okay. The centaur dies, and then the other battle occurs. That to go through. I'm gonna pay 3 for Borderland Ranger. Borderland Ranger enters the battlefield. I may search my library for a basic land, put it in my hand, and shuffle my deck. I'm gonna grab a forest.
Okay.
I'm going to play a forest. And we're going to tap those two to play another Timberling guide. This time, putting a +1/+1 counter on my Wildheart Evoker.
They can get a 5/4.
I'm going to go ahead and swing with the 5/4.
I'll take it.
Okay. And that puts you to 13.
Yay. 3 for another Eidolon.
Okay.
What?
I was just thinking about how much extra damage that is on top of stuff.
That is 4. 4 extra damage. Eidolons both go to the Accruing Veteran.
Okay. Pushing her up to a 7/3. Is that right?
7/3.
Okay.
And Terranica untaps this, makes it a 4/4.
Okay. I grew up in the school of make 'em have it. So I'm going to put up my 2/2 and my 1/1 against your Tamika. And I'm going to let the 4/4 through currently.
Okay. So
Trade. And 4 damage to me, putting me at 16.
putting you at less than 20. That's what my goal was.
Yes! We got there! I will play this Plains and swing with this 5/4.
I'll take
Okay.
it. I'll take it.
So for the second main phase, I will tap 6 for Volpine Goliath. It's a 6/5 with trample.
Well, that's no fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. 3. Play Dreadful Apathy on your stupid fox.
Oh no! Can't attack or block and can be exiled whenever you want.
For how much? 4?
2 and a white, so 3.
To do this, is it another? I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna give each of them.
Okay,
Plus
so they're each
4 twos.
4/2.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to block one of them with a 2/2.
Okay. I'm going to, in response, play Phalanx Tactics.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him +2/+1, him +1/+1, making him a 3/3.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and swing in for 5.
I'm gonna go ahead and take 5.
5. Putting you at 3. And then on the second main phase, I'm going to tap 5 for Spider. It's a spider. It has vigilance and reach. It's a 4/4.
Okay.
I'll pass to you.
4 for Hero of the Winds. Go ahead.
Hero of the Winds. Okay, what's Hero of the Winds?
He's a flying. If I cast a spell that targets him, creatures I control get +1/+0.
4 mana for Ranger's Path. Search my deck for up to. Search my deck for up to 2 forests. Put them on the field tapped. I will pay 3 to play the last card in my hand. Sacred Wolf. It is a 2/2 with Hexproof, or 3/1. I'm sorry, with Hexproof. And then I will pass.
I'm going to attack with Hero of the Winds. Both of those, so that makes it a 5/4.
5/4. Okay.
In the air. Your spider has reach.
Yes.
Shoot, I forgot about that.
You can pull back if you want.
No.
No. Okay. Well, then I will block with my spider.
Indomitable Will on the hero.
Oof. And then it also gets an additional +1/+0. So
It does, but it doesn't matter.
yeah, it kills it. You killed my spider at Hell's Heart. You stabbed at me. My spider's dead.
And
Let's see.
it's another hero.
It's another hero. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's enough. If I swing with both, you can block.
What does the A effect do? 5/5 and
5/5 and trample. Yeah. So. That there. And then if I hunt here, give me 6 damage. There we go. Okay. Counting, we get there.
Yeah. And I'm dead.
Dead for game 2. Perfect.
Planes, go ahead.
Okay. Draw for turn. Play a forest. Tap 1 for a Caravan's Vigil. I may search my library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it in my hand. That will be a plains.
Alright. Planes. Leona of the Lost Pride.
Okay.
And we lost your camera.
That's
Fish is back.
plains. The aforementioned plains I got. And pass.
A swing.
Yeah, no blocks. Any trick?
No.
Okay. 17 is what I go down to.
And I will go ahead and let you do some more stuff.
We'll play plains. I'll tap 2 to play Gorgon Flail. It is an equipment. It equips for 2. It gives the equipped creature +1/+1 and death touch.
Swing 3.
No blocks.
Go.
Okay.
No tricks.
All right.
Second
14.
main. Second main.
Okay. And I'm at 14.
Elspeth's Devotee.
Okay. She lets you search for the Elspeth.
Yep.
From that deck, either from your deck or library or graveyard, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I will do that and then shuffle.
I'm like, that card I know because somehow in Arena I got that card as like a random rare reward, and I was like, I don't have that Elspeth, and I'm not using a wild card to craft that Elspeth. So this was a dead draw. Let's get dangerous. I'm going to play Forest and tap 4 for Ranger's Path, the card that lets me search for forests.
Okay.
Get 2 forests onto the battlefield.
I'm going to tap 2 to play Daybreak Chimera. It's a 3/3 flyer.
Cost less to your devotion.
Yep. So 3 devotion knocks it down to 2. And I don't know why I did that before I swung. But now I'll swing for 6.
I have no blocks. That'll put me down to 8. Whew.
And here we go.
Rough and tumble. Let's see. 1 and a green for Dark Thicket Wolf. It's a 2/2 that on my turn, once per turn, or sorry, once each turn, I can pay 2 and a green to make it a 4/4.
Okay.
1 and a green for Death Hood Cobra. It's a 2/2 that I can pay 1 and a green to give reach, or 1 and a green to give death touch.
Is it an or an can you do both?
I can do both. I just have to pay 1 and a green again. Yeah. And then 1 and a green for travel preparations. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. And that card has flashback for 1 and white on my graveyard. I've now successfully made 3 threes.
Let's just start by swinging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Turn card 7.
I cannot begin to survive if I don't die. So I'm going to put 1 3/3 up against your devotee, the other 3/3 up against your devotee.
Garamitra's Blessing on this one.
Okay. So let's see.
It gets +2/+2. This is not.
It doesn't get devotee. So +2/+2. Okay.
That's all I'm going to do in response.
Okay. I have nothing, so these two will trade, and you can get rid of a card from my graveyard.
For Hero of the Winds.
Okay. Hero of the Winds is out, and my turn. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Draw. You are not it, friend. I will pay 5 for Sarah Angel, a 4/4 with flying and vigilance. That is my turn.
3 for Dreadful Apathy.
Okay, yep. Swing in.
Turn him sideways.
Alright, so I don't have a 1 magic green spell. I definitely lose. However, one of the cards I pulled was Fog. It's a 1 green mana, prevent all combat damage dealt that turn. I didn't put it in the deck because I'm like, I can't expect the blowout, but it is funny. It's not like I could have turned things around. But I did have some cool cards. A 4/2 with Trample, the Spider again, and then Chorus of Might, which I was hoping to get on one of those boards that I had a bunch of creatures. It gives a target creature +1/+1 for each creature I control and Trample.
There's an Elspeth. Do you want to take a look and see what it does?
Yeah, let's see what Elspeth would have done. So, okay, you could have cast her. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, I could have the turn after I had her in my hand.
+1/+1 on each of up to 2 target creatures. Let's search your library or graveyard for a Sunlight Hoplite and put it on the battlefield. And it's that in return, creatures you control the flying and +6/+S for absolute devotion win. That's sweet. What'd you think? What was as far as the way that your deck performed, the way that my deck performed, was it closer than you thought it was going to be? Was it pretty much what you thought?
That game 2 was a lot worse than I thought it would be. I definitely thought I wasn't expecting a whole lot of great things from this. One, because I did not open it until I got here. I did look at the Planeswalker because she was facing outside the box, but I didn't actually unseal the deck itself. My deck was a lot more consistent than I thought, especially because a lot of cards through 2 or 3. I don't know that there were any full play sets in here. It was 2s or 3s for the most part. I thought your deck did pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought that when it went off, it looked like a whole lot of fun. I know that when it went off, it was not a whole lot of fun over here. I was also having a little bit of a stalling issue, but
I think overall this deck performed a lot better than I was expecting it to. The one card that I kept in that first game that I wanted to see if it would go off was this 1/1 that makes a 2/2, a 3/3, and a 4/4 when it comes out. And so I just wanted to see if I could ramp into that, play it, and then regain board presence. And then I realized if I did that, I was going to straight lose. There was some consistency, which I thought was cool. Like, I had 2 of the Hunt Beast and 2 of the Search for 2 Forest card. And I'm just like, that's legit. You know, that'll make some consistency things. But overall, I'm actually more impressed by the performance of the Planeswalker deck, because I've always heard, like, you know, don't buy the Planeswalker decks, don't buy the starter decks in general, because they don't grow well. There's not a good way to do it.
Now, for $10 more, we could have gotten those Challenger decks.
Right. And the Challenger decks definitely are built with the notion of growing, because they're like half of a meta deck from that season. So you buy it, and then you get a couple of real rares, like choice rares from things, and then you can actually build the deck that was hosing last season, right? Which is cool, but at the same time, this deck, what I was impressed by was that even though, like, I would say I agree, it probably...
My deck?
Yeah, your deck, yeah. Is that while I probably agree that it doesn't grow well, like, it would be hard, it seems like it'd be difficult to replace a few cards and put in new cards and kind of build it into something. It has a curve. Like, it definitely knew what it was doing. It's like, turn 1, I'm only playing a Plains, but by turn 2, I'm playing things. And I can go 2 and 3 and 4. I think you have 1 card that, yeah. Karametra's Blessing, which you want to play as a battle trick. Like, it was real cool to see it just kind of go turn 3 or turn 2 creature, turn 3 creature, turn 4 two drops, you know, like, and like just make sure that we're building up. And like, I didn't even know that the white Eidolon that plays like Battle Rattle Shaman even existed, the +2/+0 during your combat thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
the Eidolon of Inspiration.
Yeah, that's super cool. And like, if anyone is currently playing Core 21 Standard, they know that there's a red card like this that costs 3 in a red. That's a 2/2 that does the same thing. And so this is much more effective in white doing the thing, but this is not in... I'm pretty sure this is not in the main set. So this is something that you can only pick up from getting the Planeswalker deck. Definitely Devotee and that Elspeth are not in the main set of the cards that you can only pick up from this thing.
There was Daxos I never saw,
and Daxos,
which has I think that's unique art.
Yeah, with the Stargazer art, which is super cool, and it's non-foil, which I like, because usually when you see these like alt art styles, they're like pure foil. It ended up being a lot tighter than I expected it to be, you know, which is good, because it means that a player who's picking up, trying to learn how to play Magic, I think that could go. I feel like that'll go a lot further than even like the solid pack. Like, I felt like these were a pretty solid pack of repacks. And
do you feel like you have a $12 deck right there?
Yes, I do. I think. Well, like, do I think I could sell the deck for $12? No.
No,
like,
do you think it's?
I think it's $12 of fun. Like, it is $12 of useful Magic, and like, if I were playing with a group of people that are like new to formats, or just like have, you know, like stuff built on the side, and they're like, oh, I just want to play, I feel like I could go and bring this and not be bad and it not be blowout, which is exactly where you want to be when you're playing with people who are playing casual Magic, you know, not too strong, not too weak.
Now, that's with that finished deck.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you could take those bundles of cards and make like a sealed event?
No.
Like you and your commander buddies, everybody's like, okay, here's 2 bricks.
So
Build the deck. We'll see how they go.
So I don't think so. I think I got extremely lucky with how these fell. Also, I'm pretty sure that these repacks were like the repacks that we saw when I sold my cards. Like I feel like they're the exact same repacks that have been on the shelves there for years. So if they are, bravo for like having just one that ended up just being like all green, right? Like 12 of the cards in the final pack were forests. Well, you run the risk of someone there being like, they gave me 48 sorceries in instance. Like, there's no deck here, you know. There's 10 creatures and that's it. Like, and so maybe 40 card you could probably get away with, but 60 card constructed, I don't know if I'd suggest that.
Well, no, but it's sealed.
Yeah, like if you ran it like a 40 card sealed, you could you might get a night out of it at least. Like, worst case scenario, you're hanging out with a bunch of people you like, drinking beer and having a good time. Like, what could be bad about that, right?
I can think of lots of things. Like
Danger.
Like that. Yes.
What about that? Do you feel like if you were like having a bunch of people over to play Magic for the first time, would it be good to have like a stack of those sitting around, like just like?
I do. I think it would be good to have them from like the same set, so you're not running across, you know, like Theros. What is this? Reborn? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Theros Beyond Death. Yeah.
Beyond Death. This and original Theros, heavy enchantment. If you're running this and somebody else is running something that has no enchantment answers, that wouldn't be fair.
Right.
But if it was okay, there's 5 starter decks for Theros or for M21. We didn't see any today, but there's 5 of them. So if you bought one of each, and it was just like, yeah, what do you want to play? Or Magic, at least in the past, I don't know if they still do. They do like the you get 2 pre-builds, so it's like, oh yeah, here's, you know, a bunch of green stuff versus a bunch of Eldrazi, and they're specifically tailored to battle each other.
Yeah.
Like those, I feel like are really good. There's not a ton of random mechanics in here. I don't know how much there really was in this set.
Right.
Like, I don't know what's missing. I didn't play in Beyond Death. But on like the insert, it said these are the mechanics you need to know. Like, these are the things you're gonna see.
Right.
Like Flash, it means it does this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I think these are really built for early people.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been playing since 2009, 2010, and so for 10 years, and I think I would have as much fun playing with one of these as opposed to, you know, spending 3 times this amount to have a deck that's halfway competitive, you know.
Yeah. Here's the litmus test, right? If it we're trading decks right now to play, would you want to do that as a mark of...
I might. You got a lot of green in there. I'm a big fan of turn them sideways.
It's true.
I think if you said, like, right now, all right, let's trade, I'd play a game that way. I wouldn't have an issue with that. I think that you would play this deck a lot better than I did because you still play Magic.
Yeah, I'm more familiar with those mechanics.
I play like 3 or 4 games of Kitchen Table a year, and maybe a half dozen arena games a year.
Right.
It's to the point where I had to like get clarification on like rules and things like that. But I mean, that deck seemed like you were having fun when it was going off. Like, and I don't care what deck you're playing, you're gonna get mana screwed or something sometimes.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I mean, I think that's what we got as far as this goes. So we'll catch you back in the booth. And that's the end of the video. This challenge was a lot more fun and a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. I want to thank Adam for not only presenting the challenge, but helping me out here all day with cards and building and just general camera and footage stuff.
Yeah, so blame me when the camera footage and audio and everything are terrible. I just realized we're recording this on the camera mic, so this audio is probably pretty terrible.
It's probably pretty bad.
Yeah.
But also, he gets all the credit if it all turns out great. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys watching, and we're really glad to do this. It actually was like a blast. It was really fun to do. I'm exhausted, but it was super fun. And we had a bunch of ideas for other challenges like this that would be pretty cool to do. Unfortunately, we can't pay for everything out of pocket. It just isn't financially feasible. So we started a Ko-fi, and we'd really like it if you guys could, if you like what you're doing and you want to see more of what we're doing, drop us a couple bucks into Ko-fi, and I think our current...
$3.
$3, yes. No lower than $3, it won't take it. But our first goal is going to be $50. When we hit $50, we have an idea to do a bit of a budget glow up on a commander deck.
Yeah.
And we've already got a commander deck picked out. I've already got ideas for it. And when we hit $50, we'll go ahead and put that video out. And then if things go well, we'll put out more projects like this. If you like them, just let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think should change. And as usual, your voice counts, so give me any ideas that you want to see future videos of. I've been Dish, and this is Adam. Everybody, out of the pool.
Fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And dear lady, please don't laugh. I use it on behalf the miserable, the lonely and depressed, pathetic, poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron, crying, "Spells, Ursula, please!" And I help them. Yes, I do.